All right, so here's how the ninth inning went down. There were 2 strikeouts, okay? David MacKinnon, he comes up, he gets walked. He advances on a wild pitch to second. Here comes Chase DeMars. He strikes out, but the ball was in the dirt. He starts going down to first, and then all of a sudden there's a bad throw. David MacKinnon, he starts coming around third. He trips, but he ends up scoring, and the Bourne Braves win 3-2. Episode 42 of Tomahawk Talk with Kyle Kirchville, Michael Stern. I'm Troy Lynch, and we have Jeremy Eierman here with us for the first time. Congratulations, Jeremy.
Thank you.
He had a big part of the 3-2 win tonight. It was a 2 RBI single in the 7th inning. And Jeremy, I'm not sure if you've done your homework, but that pitcher you were going up against, he doesn't give up many runs. We know that you've been putting up really good at-bats the past few games. What were you kind of seeing in that at-bat?
I was just thinking he's peppering the outside corner, so I'm just like, hey, I'm just going to go with it. That's what everyone's approach was going into it. So that's what I did. Just went with the ball.
Jeremy, going into the postseason, the momentum is huge. As a guy that's been here throughout the entire season, is it nice to kind of get these wins at the end of the season and say, all right, you know what, we might as well just kind of go win the whole thing? We've been here all summer.
Yeah, definitely. It's nice to get some momentum on our side. Come in, we're going to play either Wareham or Falmouth probably. 2 good teams, have momentum on our side. We got some good chemistry throughout the whole summer, but momentum's definitely key.
And you brought it with the bat tonight, but all season long you've been bringing it with the glove. Another fabulous play tonight. How hard are those plays? You got it deflected off of Leland, I think was in, and then you had to run over, spin around.
I'm just reacting out there. I'm just, before the pitch, I'm just thinking routine play right at me, one step right or left, and those type of plays, just do whatever. Try to make the play.
What was your reaction with David MacKinnon tripped coming around third? Because we knew you were on deck, but it was crazy for everybody.
I was just praying, please get up and score right here. Let's go. Trying to win this thing.
All right, well, David MacKinnon, he ends up coming in to score the final run, but the first 2 runs were driven in by Jeremy Eierman. Bourne Braves win it walk-off fashion 3-2, and we'll be right back with players of the game.
This is Evan Mendoza from NC State, and this is Tomahawk Talk.
Well, Michael Stern said it best. We've just about seen it all this season, all kinds of walk-offs, and tonight it was a victory for the Braves by way of a drop third strike and an error and an overthrow. And David, you scored that winning run, but you blew a tire coming around third.
Yeah, so I was off on the pitch. I knew the catcher had to make a throw at first, so I got almost a third, and I looked over at first. I saw the trajectory of the ball, and I was like, oh, man, it's going over his head. And all I was thinking about was, that chicken parm dinner tonight. Tried to pick up third base again, missed it, had to crawl right over it. Was thinking about crawling home, but was able to get up and, tag home. So it's quite the adventure. We like to make it interesting here in Bourne, but, a win's a win. They're not always pretty. Sometimes you trip and have to crawl home.
Well, that chicken parm is well-deserved tonight. Now, David, we talk all the time before and after games. You've really had a lot of difficulty of the play as far as just finding holes. You're hitting the ball hard, but maybe you're not getting hits you feel like you deserve. Tonight, a couple walks, a big base hit. Does it feel nice to see the ball kind of bounce your way tonight?
Yeah, it felt good. I smoked another line drive, but it was about 2 feet foul, so that was fun. But yeah, it's definitely cool to actually get a ball to go through the infield. I feel like I hit another ball hard that ended up into a double play, but so I'm seeing the ball well and I'm hitting the ball well, and it's nice to actually see the balls go through every once in a while for sure, but I'm just trying to have fun.
Now, all kinds of energy from you guys. You heard the bullpens going back and forth in that 9th inning. How important is it to have the momentum and the energy going into the postseason with wins like this?
I think it's always good to get a couple of wins on your belt, because once you get on a losing streak, it's tough to get out of those. But I think the more important thing is just to be having fun. You can see our bullpens having fun. We're all having fun. It's more enjoyable now. I think we're all it's a lot more laid back. We're not really worrying too much about statistics or anything. We're just kind of enjoy the last couple of days together.
Well, enjoy that chicken parm and tape up your shoes or something, whatever you have to do. Congratulations. Enjoy the victory. I'll send it back to Tomahawk Talk.
One of the craziest games we've seen out of the 42 that we've been watching this entire season. The Bourne Braves were actually out-hit by the Mariners tonight, 5-7, but the scoreboard says otherwise. Players of the game, a lot of players did well. Pitching only gave up 2 runs, both of them coming from Leland. Kyle, let's go to you first.
Well, in an effort to save Tony DeBrell's arm for the postseason, it was kind of a bullpen forced bullpen night for the Braves. Harvey Shapiro just saying, you know what, we're just going to let our bullpen ride with it, and we'll see how they can do. Well, they were fantastic tonight. Sean Leland and my player of the game, Zach Spangler, pitched the 8th and 9th innings, 3 strikeouts, only gave up the 1 hit. That was a double in the 9th inning. With 1 out, was able to come back and get 2 strikeouts to completely nullify any comeback, or I guess any rally by the Mariners. So a fantastic job by Zach Spangler tonight, a guy we've seen all throughout the course of the season, but we've never really seen him in the 8th and 9th inning. He's usually gone just the 8th or maybe just the 7th. Today he went all the way through the 9th, and that's what Harvey Shapiro called upon him to do, and he did just that.
Zach Spangler from Kent State actually picks up the W tonight. Who are you going to pick, Michael?
Well, it was a bullpen game, but we only saw 3 pitchers, and the reason for that was that Sean Leland, he might as well have been the starter. He worked 5 strong innings, allowed only 2 runs, got out of a couple jams. We've seen him get stretched out and stretched out. He pitched 3 2/3 once against Harwich earlier in the season, but tonight he went the full 5 innings, 3 through 7, and he kept the Braves in position to get this win, and they didn't have to use many other bullpen pieces despite DeBrell only throwing a 2-inning bullpen out there. So Leland's my pick for player of the game.
All right, well, I have a few honorable mentions just because I want to mention the people who had an effect with that final run. It was David MacKinnon who walked, eventually advanced on a wild pitch, then came around to score on the throwing error. But the guy who was up to bat, Chase DeMars, yeah, he technically struck out, but good job for you to hustle down to first to force that bad throw. But my player of the game is the guy we just talked to, Jeremy Eierman. He had that 1-2 RBI double. That was in the 7th inning, and he also had a good job at the shortstop position tonight with a nice play to get Antoine Duplantis out in the 5th inning. That paid dividends, and Jeremy Eierman, we finally get him on an episode of Tomahawk Talk, and that is well-deserved. Bourne Braves take it 3-2. Episode 42 is now over. Kyle Kirchville, Michael Stern, I'm Troy Lynch. We'll see you tomorrow in the Gem of the Cape, Spillane Field, where the Bourne Braves take on the Wareham Gatemen, and we'll see you there.